Oh, good. Very live. Good. Okay, let's get started. Yeah, yeah, I can't talk. I wasn't going to do this until tomorrow, but because the wife and I are getting our Moderna vaccine shot tomorrow, that I thought, well, I'm not sure how I'm going to respond to the shot, so I thought, well, I'll do the stream today. And basically, the topic today is the same as I did yesterday on StreamYard, and that's basically your spiritual inheritance. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is compare the spiritual inheritance with the kind of inheritance that you would be part of down here on the earth plane, and that. Now, the reason why I want to talk just a tiny bit about, if you ever inherited something from a loved one or whatever down here, okay, uh, there's some stuff in there that I want to point out. That um, kind of give you an idea as to why uh, I'm speaking about the kind of inheritance that you get down here, okay, and comparing it to the spiritual, okay. Now, basically, when it comes to the idea about inheritance down here, basically, is like if you were to say inherit something and that, but you know, but there's no law involved, no lawyers involved, or anything like that, then you know, I don't know, there's all kinds of legal issues could pop up. Like the owner of the, let's say that your favorite uncle wanted to give you hey Tinker wanted to give you a car, okay, but he didn't want to make it a will or anything else like that, and that, well, there'll be a lot of questionable stuff about that. Like there might be disputes, there might be misunderstandings, a whole pile of crap. That's the reason why that whenever you make out a will, and that it's always done through an attorney, okay, and the attorney kind of acts as the go between, between the person that made up the will and the person who received the inheritance, okay, because when you go to retrieve or receive whatever you're inheriting, okay, you have to, first of all, I don't believe they come to you. You have to go to them. There has to be record of you showing up. There has to be record of you receiving it, and that plus your signature to prove that you received it. That way, let's say you inherit $100,000, and you went in, you received it, you signed for it, and you come back the next day and say, "Oh, I never got the money." Well, there's proof that indicated you did. Okay, that the money that owed and the money that was supposed to go to you did. Okay, so by law, okay, the person that made up the will is in the clear, and the attorney makes sure of that, and even if the person that made up the will is no longer alive, they still have it in legal document. So that's one of the reasons why that the law has to be part of it, to make sure that everything is legal, everything is fair, everything is honest. Okay, now, and that to go to the spiritual. Okay, well, when it comes to the spiritual part, okay, the only will there basically is the Bible, and that, but the person that you're receiving the inheritance from is God. Okay, but you don't have to wait until a loved one passes before you receive your inheritance. With the spiritual inheritance, and that it's automatically given to you at birth. Okay, and you're bound to receive the same inheritance, the same gift as a loved one did. Okay, so whatever gift your loved one had, it's been passed down to you. You inherited it. Okay, and when it comes to your children, they'll inherit it as well. Now, Tinker will know what I'm talking about when it comes to that kind of stuff. When it comes to inheriting the gift and stuff like that. And now, whoever the loved one is that you inherited the gift from, and that chances are that whatever gift that the loved one had, let's say that they're a really, really good psychic medium, okay, and you inherited it, okay, well, chances are that the gifts they had and the gift you have are not going to be identical, okay? You're going to have a gift, and that, but it's up to you as to how you use it, just like just like your loved one, okay? It's all part of an inheritance, and then when you have children, and then your children will also inherit that that gift. And then now what the gift is it's up to God, and it's also up to your genetic makeup, and also what God wants you to have. Okay. Now, when it comes to no, when it comes to people that they're told that they were given that they received a gift, that they inherited a gift, but because they don't understand it, because they've either never heard of a psychic medium, being able to talk with spirit, whatever, because they never heard of it, or they've only heard small stories about it, that they think, well, whatever, that's just fairy tales, stuff like that. See, the thing is that they automatically say, I don't want any part of it, but they're still curious, okay, as to what this gift is all about. Okay, a lot of people are, and that they say, you have a gift that you inherited from a loved one, and that you're more than likely sensitive or whatever. And you thought, well, whatever, but you're still curious as to what they're referring to, what they're talking about, and yet you experience stuff yourself, but you don't say anything. I think Tinker would know, and that stuff that you don't talk around the family table, at home, and that it's kind of almost like a taboo thing, but yet you're very curious as to, especially if you feel emotions that are not yours, or if you're feeling different things, bodily things that that you're not. It's not you that's suffering; it's someone else. But you don't understand that, and you become very, very curious about that, and for people that, and also for people that either see stuff or hear stuff, okay, and they're incredibly curious as to what's going on. They think, am I loony or something like that, and something wrong with my eyes. My recommendation for you, especially if you don't understand what's going on, okay, and you're curious as to what's going on, you want to learn more, but you don't know who to ask, okay, well, my recommendation for you is to contact a psychic medium, and that's either a spiritual teacher or a spiritual coach, okay, and they will explain to you what is going on. They'll say, okay, you are a sensitive, okay, you are a medium, you are an intuitive, whatever, an empath, whatever, okay, and you do have a gift, okay, you're more than likely inherited from a loved one, and it seems that you're very curious about it. Well, I'll tell you what, it says between yourself and the teacher, or yourself and the coach, and that you are to, with the help of the coach or the help of the teacher, learn more about it. And that sometimes if they trace the family tree, find out more about your loved one and what your loved one did through different family members if they want to talk about it. But if they don't, just learn of what's going on with yourself. And and the more you learn about what the gift that you have, you think, I'm not going squarely after all. I'm not seeing things. I'm not hearing things. I'm not going completely, around the bend. This stuff is real. It's just I don't understand it. Okay. For those who think, okay, well, yeah, I guess I do have this ability. I want to learn more about it. And that, and if it's given to me as a gift, and that maybe I can use it to better myself, or I can use it to help others. And that, start small. Okay, don't go, I am the world's greatest medium, I just found out yesterday. No, it doesn't work that way. And that it takes a lifetime to learn as much as you can, and while you're learning, to use it. And that, but at the very beginning, you found out that you've inherited a gift of being a medium, and that it's good to have someone that will coach you, that will teach you, and also someone that will help you be united with your spirit guide, because it'll be your spirit guide that will give you the direction and the protection from the spirit world, and that is so that, let's say you go into a location that's really brutally haunted. Okay, well they'll clairaudiently say, okay, be careful. Don't go in that area because it's bad. Go in that area instead. If you want to go into a bad area, make sure that you got someone with you for your own safety. Okay, that's what a guide does. Okay, he instructs you, he guides you, he protects you, and that. And chances are that your spirit guide already knows you. Okay, like myself, I got two of them. Okay, I got Stanley and I got Jeffrey. Okay, well, it's Jeffrey that's more of my coach. And where Stanley, well, he does everything else. Like he wears many hats. Well, actually, Jeffrey does too. But when it comes to the live streams that I'm doing, like I'm doing now, and that it's Jeffrey that's my coach. He's the one that tells me what topics to use, and what stuff I don't understand, he clears up for me and stuff. And that, so at the beginning, get hold of a coach or a teacher that's a psychic medium, and they will coach you. They will help you to understand more about your gift, and also how to protect yourself, how to keep yourself spiritually healthy, spiritually in balance, and also do what is known as a spiritual self-check to make sure that everything is in line and stuff like that. And now I'm trying to remember everything that I spoke about yesterday, but I think of what stuff I don't remember today. I'll put a link in the description below, the link to the stream that I did yesterday, and that will hopefully cover areas I might miss today. But what comes to today is that I'm trying to cover as much as I can, also when it comes to the scientific part, not spiritual part, the scientific part of, when you found out that you have this gift, that you got this, you inherited this gift. Okay, well, on the scientific part, okay, it's known as, it's in, you've heard the term, that it's in the family genes. Okay, it's genetic. Okay, well, that's the scientific part of saying that because it's genetic, your loved one genetically gave you this gift, and when you have children, genetically this gift will be passed on to your children. Now how much of the gift they'll have, and that it's up to God. Okay, it's up to God as to how strong the gift is for you. Now when it comes to the genetic part of your makeup, okay, and your DNA, okay, well, God made your DNA like He made you. Okay, well, if you were to compare the DNA of your loved one to your own DNA, okay, there'll be certain parts of the strand that will be the same. Okay, might not be in the same area, they'll be the same. Well, that area, okay, is your sensitive part of your genetic makeup. Okay, well, that's what you inherited through your genetic makeup, and because of your family genes, your children will inherit that gene as well. And believe me, there are many, many, many genes that we inherit. Not just the spiritual, but others as well. Even our personality, okay, that's a genetic makeup. Okay, some genetic makeups are not so nice. Others are, most beautiful personalities I've ever met in my life. It depends on that. So anyway, people, what I'm gonna do is, like I said, can't talk. The video that I'm doing and the video that I did yesterday, I'll put a link in the description below when it comes to that and that. And you can watch that as well. So what stuff I don't cover today, you can watch that. So you can watch that, and that maybe get a little more out of it, and that. But now, if anybody was to say to you that genetically you cannot receive a gift, or you can never inherit a gift, okay, that person does not understand how divine inheritance work, and they don't understand how genetic makeup work. Okay, they're just shooting off at the mouth and that. Okay, see, we all inherit something, and through our genetic makeup, through our family genes, that's how we inherit certain things. And our spiritual side of our lives is definitely one of them, which includes, like I said, the gift that we all have. And it's not just some people that have a gift, of being a psychic, medium, empath, sensitive, intuitive, whatever. Everybody has that gift. It's just the question is how developed it is, and if you're willing to accept it. And my recommendation to you is, if you have a gift, okay, that you've inherited, okay, but you don't understand it, and it may be scary to you, you might be loaded with questions and stuff like that, don't ignore it. Rather, embrace it. Okay, and contact a psychic medium that's either a spiritual teacher or a spiritual coach, and say that I think I've got a gift of some kind, but I don't understand it, and that I need some clarity. I need someone to explain it to me, what's going on. Okay, well, that would be your first step into finding out what beautiful gift you've been given, and trust me, after you learn more about it, the more you'll want to learn more and more and more and more about it. And the more you learn more about it, and that the more you'll actually want to use it. And using it, to me, is kind of like the icing on the cake kind of thing. And at times, like myself, and that I am thrilled. I'm thrilled to bits that I got this inheritance. I got this gift as part of my genetic makeup. Hey, fantastic. To find out I have two guides, even better. I have some. I completely love it, and I've helped. I have helped people. People have helped me, and then I know so many beautiful people that I have learned so much about, and I've learned so much from. It is absolutely amazing. And all because when I was much younger, instead of ignoring the gift, I decided to learn more about it. Just a little at a time. And that. And so anyway, people, and then I know Ticker's in chat, bless you, and that. And so yeah, I just want to tell you a little bit about this thing about your spiritual inheritance and that. Now, next week, I was given a topic, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not, but I probably will, and that is something about what's it called? The power of the human mind. Okay, that's a topic that Jeffrey gave me early this morning. The power of the human mind. And so I got to do some research on that and find out more about that. So that I think will be for next week. And then for this week is the inheritance part, and which I think is pretty cool. And so anyway, for people that haven't seen the stream yet, that will see the stream at another time. And if you enjoy the stream, if you learn something from it, please like, share, and subscribe. And that helps me out big time. And then, yeah, actually, he actually gave me two of them. The power of the human mind and the power of the human spirit. And that, so, like I said, I got more research to do in that area and that, but yeah, it sounds fascinating. So anyway, people, thank you so much for joining me. And for those that are in areas where they're still in lockdown or with this COVID crap, please stay safe, okay? And abide by the laws that are given out by the Ministry of Health and the health professionals. Please, what they're telling you to do it, okay? That way, you can stay safe and stay happy, okay? So anyway, God bless everybody. Love and light.